What is up, guys? Wraec is here with a new video, and today I spent a lot of time grinding AFK stages, and not just for any reason. It is because we can unlock Duras stage 6 now with 550 AFK progress. That is the requirement, so I grinded exactly till here, spent around 2.5 hours for just the last 35 stages really. I said yesterday in the video, which you should definitely check out, some very nice summons, that it will probably be very easy. Now it took me 2.5 hours, was a bit insane, but you can see if we check that out, records, those teams no longer look like that cheap. It is they have some power, so it is quite difficult. Some of those stages really hurt, are really painful to clear, but Synergy Battle helped a little bit, so that was very nice, thanks to Mega Fungi at that point. And now we are able to get into Duras Trial, rate up. We have the Marksman challenge here, and we can clear 4, and then we can clear 5, and then we can also clear 6, so that should be quite fun. We'll do all of that just with the standard Iron comp, so I have to swap out that team actually. So on this one they want you to win within 60 seconds, and that is very important. If you don't know how this works, basically you just clear those stages, and you really want to fulfill this requirement. This is for the perfect clear. You want to win while fulfilling this. So let's just start it. Personally, I want to talk a bit about the flaws of this game mode, and one of those flaws is definitely the perfect clear. Because if I now notice that it takes too long to clear and I might still win, I'm very much incentivized to well, somehow just retry or stop it in any way. Actually, I haven't really tried to retry it. Maybe we should check this out. Is that possible? So next stage now, stage 5, you'll see it will be a bit more difficult. But yeah, you can retry, and the thing is, if you win without fulfilling the perfect clear requirement, there is actually a bit of a problem there, because you get less loot, and then you have to try that again, and then you have to spend a Duras trial token to do it. If you just fail it and don't clear it at all, don't fulfill the requirement, don't do anything like this, you can just retry for free, with a better team maybe. So that part I don't really get. So arguably, losing isn't the worst outcome. The worst outcome is winning, but not in a perfect way. You can see also that this was quite a bit more difficult, the stage 5. And now we're on stage 6. 3 of the Marksman Charm Chest, 3 there. And then we're close to getting the Marksman Charm Chest 4, which is fairly fancy, but will require us to go to 575. Interesting, the distance there is a little bit decreasing. We started off at, I think it was 330 or something for Duras Trial, and now just 25 more stages, which will be difficult, but also 2 days for it. So I reckon this will be possible. Very interesting. So let's see how hard 6 scales. Can we, by the way, see some clears of this? There are some clears of this, so yeah, looks still pretty cheap, honestly. Like, those are buffed heroes, of course, stat buffed heroes. Using Dino there, we have Dino. We could in theory try this, but I want to demonstrate just how much those teams scale. This is probably a pretty bad lineup to fight with what we have here. But nonetheless, let's just click the button. And if we fail, it is actually no problem. As I said, failing, not bad at all. And yeah, we got absolutely murdered there. Quite interesting. So, as you can see, battle, no Duras token needed. And that was actually quite insane. Oh my god, we got absolutely destroyed. I wonder if it makes sense to just copy the teams that we saw there. Because, like, sometimes those teams that we get there that are like low requirements, they tend to use a lot of attacks. But really here it's no problem. It's no problem at all. Also interesting that this is a Paragon Coco with a 5-star Dianel and like a with an epic Dianel and like an, what is that, an epic plus Lucius. Very interesting. Okay, I say we just use some buffed heroes and check the difference, because with the Iron comp we definitely get nowhere. So let's just set up something interesting. Maybe let's start off with the Lucius again. We can all go like this. We can definitely use the Dino if we want, so that is no problem at all. Going to go with the Smoky. I'm going to go with a Coco as well. And maybe we go for Confining Spell. I think that sounds pretty smart. So let's see what such a Dino can do. That is a single copy I actually got for free. So I'm actually eager to test him for once. Didn't really get to that. He seems to be pretty dead. Yeah. Okay, maybe we want to reposition on this one. But as I said, retrying is no problem at all. Maybe we position him a bit more in the back. Maybe that is where he should be. And maybe we swap Lucius and Antandra. I think Lucius with his ulti can protect her. Antandra we want some energy on. That we get pushed back, of course, isn't quite that optimal. Lucius jumping ahead there is neither. So I'm not quite sure which kind of RNG you have to get to clear it like this. I'm honestly at this point, I feel like it's more likely we clear it with Smokey, which would be quite kind of bad. Because if we clear that with Smokey with this true damage ult, that would probably be outside the realm of a perfect clear. So in that case we have to be a bit careful. That should not fall below 30 seconds on this one. So we'll have to see what happens there. Maybe it still works. But Dino, I don't want to say he didn't really do it, but kind of died a bit too early there. Maybe if he lived a bit longer, he could have cleared it. Maybe we had a bit of a fail there, but the way he jumped out, yeah. So I think this is safe to say we can retry. I wonder how we should position him to get an optimal clear here. Maybe we can always just go like this. Check and take Odie instead, because that I think is probably pretty likely to work. I don't think we even have to target him, because we have the very tanky heroes here. We have the nice clear from Odie. We can probably let Antandra live. We had pretty good survivability on this attempt. Just have to get rid of this Flora Bell here, which Odie is already targeting, because once she's gone, we definitely have a lot less minions on the board. Time looks not that promising, to be honest. Bit concerned about this though. Smokey, oh yeah, Smokey really helping, yeah. Very nice. Might still work out. The Dino setup though I think is interesting. We should watch the... Oh, we can't watch the clear, or can we? I hope we can watch the clear. 32 seconds should be perfect, isn't it? All clear. Okay, we got 3 there. Let's check if it was perfect. It was perfect indeed. So I want to watch that clear with the Dino now, because I really care how that looked. We didn't really check it, so I mean Dino is standing pretty much still rather at the front there, getting the Coco buff rather early on, throwing all the spears, and just not really getting targeted. I guess I was a bit in the unfortunate position to get targeted before he really could start dishing out some damage, but my god, that is just an epic one. It's not even a Mythic Plus, so it's a single copy basically of Dino absolutely smashing floor 6 there. That is quite crazy. That is quite crazy, but you can see with an Odie it works as well. No Hypogen or Celestial required. I wonder if it's going to be the same for the next challenge. I was mainly cared for the Marksman one, because obviously Marksman, that is where the money is, that is where Odie is, so that is rather nice. Let's maybe check out the next one. We can battle that again. I usually just went with an Iron Team for most of this. For this one we had some buffed heroes. I think we can just keep it at that. I think that looks pretty much alright. There's a bit of a mix there of buffed heroes and non-buffed heroes, and I think that is really the easiest way to do it. Heroes like Odie are often a big asset. On some of those you have buffed Arden, you have buffed Carolina, and I think if you have something like this, you're in a pretty good position. Yeah, that honestly looked pretty good. Let's just continue and see what happens there. Was this the challenge where nothing can die? No, it's win within 60 seconds. There is also somewhere nothing can die. I think those will be rather focused on the stat buffed heroes, because those are of course much less likely to die than your usual heroes, because apparently those stat boosts, as I said in the first video about Duras trial, seem kind of big. Next one, let's see. Oh, by the way, I think we have actually the charm skill on Dianel, so that might actually be the case. Now I didn't check for the all clear requirement. I hope we just randomly fulfill it. I'll just take a look that we don't fall below 30 seconds. But it looks kind of good. It looks pretty good, honestly. I mean, we have a good selection of heroes on this account. That is something I have to say. We have a good selection of heroes. And that was a lot faster because we used these stat buffed heroes from the beginning, which seems to be the right way to do it. So now let's do our sweep, collect our loot and check that out, because we will of course do the Marksman challenge. 3 sweep, we still only get Charm Chest 3 because there is no access to the other ones yet. And we got an OD there, which is pretty cool. And still I feel like, yeah, a little too less focus on Marksman, or too little focus on Marksman, which is also something that I want to criticize a little bit. I feel like it should be a bit more. Every time I look at the top ones that we get there, then there is something like maybe not even 50% of those are usually Marksman. If I check out the top ones, there's like Thorin in here. We have Cassidy, which is a mage. We have Smokey Murky, who's a supporter. And just the one Marksman Odie, which happens to be one we actually wanted, but that's not that cool. The good thing is, though, and that is something we shouldn't forget, in our inventory, there are now a bunch of chests, and there are now a bunch of Marksman Charm chests, which will give us guaranteed Marksman stuff. So, I just want to say it's a bit disappointing because we got a lot of stuff there for Atalanta, which isn't that cool. We also got Marilee and 2 times Odie, even though Odie for the same piece every time. Yeah, this happens to be happen quite frequently with those that we get for the same hero, or once for the same hero. We have Iron there, we have Vala there, pretty cool. Do we have interesting ones? I kind of want to check out Iron, where we don't seem to have anything cool. At least on those there doesn't seem to be anything. Marilee though. Oh, is there something? Of course we get a new one for the single one where we already have an epic. That is so bad. What about Odie? On Odie we already have it. But Odie looks pretty cool. We got the epic set bonus there already. That is very nice for damage actually. Increased damage dealt by 8% 15 seconds in the battle. And then we have 20 attack speed as well. So very nice. Will of course be even better once we get to Legendary. Legendary is really like the benchmark. That is the point where we want to be. And for that we will have to get to 575. And then we can get to the interesting things. 575 will really be the goal. And I see already that some people are nearing that point. I saw Kami a second ago there on the list. It was already closing in. Haradir for my server already closing in. So I think... Oh, that is quite interesting. Already closing in. So we will see that pretty soon. I think in 2 days people will be there. Including me, hopefully. I will try to get there. And as the takeaway maybe from this video... Make sure if you go into Duras trial that you get good internet, because then otherwise it won't load. No, that when you get in there that you check out those heroes and that you check out those clears, because as in any game mode where we have example clears, those can be very interesting, and those can also be very helpful. And as a last thing, make sure you fulfill this all clear requirement for the perfect clear, so you get that loot. Get the ability to sweep, and do your clear free, and don't waste any tokens to try and get perfect clears on stages where you failed the all clear. So just if you think you failed the all clear, just retry so that you don't fail it, which is, I think it's a bit horrible design. I don't know. If it's free to retry when you fail, it should be free to retry when you didn't get the all clear. I don't know, that's just my take on it. You can tell me what you think about it in the comments. Till then, I think we make decent progress here. We're going to go to 575. I'm very hyped for this. I'm very hyped to get my first legendary set. I hope it will be on Odie. And maybe another thing, I forgot this puzzle. I don't know why, forgot this puzzle. And I tried to catch up a little bit on things that I somehow missed. I've somehow missed this puzzle, which I will now do. And I noticed on some of those caves that I missed them. Like if they don't have this little check mark up there, then you might have missed some enemies or chests in there. So make sure you get all of this. Other than that, I wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.